And today we're gonna talk about what's my camera bag for 2025.
I do it for the love first, peep the intentions, man. I spit game, but you never learn no lessons, man.
Now obviously, as you can see, I have a plethora of camera gear around me, from the lights that I have here. I have my dedicated video camera, my Canon C70 cinema rig in the background here. I got a camera case, but I'm gonna just go over the general things that I bring to most shoots. Depending on, obviously, what I shoot is going to depend on what I bring, but for the most case, I'm going to bring in most of the things that I'm going to picture here in detail for you guys and show you what I bring to a shoot. So like I mentioned before, it's going to depend on what it is. It could be from an event shoot. I'm going to bring different things for an event shoot, from straps and different lenses and the combinations of cameras and lenses that are used there. If I'm shooting a sporting event, whether it's, if I'm doing a specific video and photo, that's going to be different. If I'm doing portraits, I'm going to pick a specific lens or two instead of picking another lens. So obviously it's going to depend on variability on what I bring and what I'm shooting for, but this is going to be generally what I bring to most shoots. This is how I'm going to hop into it. For the camera bag, for the bag itself, the camera bag is obviously going to be very important because it's carrying all the gear. Now for me, I really enjoy balancing the balancing act between aesthetically pleasing things as well as being functional. So for the bag that I've had for 2 years now, just over the past 2 years, is this Peter McKinnon. This is the everyday bag. This is the 25 liter. This is the original version. It's funny enough that I think last week they came out with different colors now. I think there's like a military green, or like a forest green. There's like a tan. I think there might be even camos or so. But I got the original black, good old matte black. Shout out to MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee, matte black, all the things. This is the original black version. The 25 liter bag. This is the perfect size in which it could fit in the overhead or even underneath the seats. When I traveled last year to LA, it fit perfectly underneath the airplane seats. So this is the perfect size for, especially for travel. Obviously there's the 35 liter bag, which they never updated now that I think about it. That bag came out like what, 2018, 19? The original 35 liter bag that can expand into like 45 liters. That thing is huge. I can only imagine how big that thing is, because it's perfect size. But obviously, this camera bag is aesthetically pleasing. Obviously, Peter McKinnon badge right here is obviously going to rise that cost. But from the top opening quick access here, you got a laptop slide right here, two mini tripod / water bottle holders, and obviously you put on different straps and stuff like that to tie things down. But I don't really need all that. I just need a water bottle. If I need to put a tripod, I could put a tripod or put some snacks in there, stuff like that. But yeah, that's the camera bag itself. Obviously, like I said before, it's a balancing act between function and form, and this bag does a perfect balance of both. But we here about what's inside, not just the camera bag itself. We're here for what's inside the camera bag. So let's detail and go in there for that. Alright, right out the gate, to start off with the camera. My camera is the main camera I've been using for the past 3 years now. So the original is the Mark 1 of the Canon R6 Mark 1. I had it the camera's been out for about 5 years now, and I had it for about 3. I got it in the summer, at the beginning of the summer of 2022, and I thoroughly enjoyed this camera. I will be upgrading soon, but I will detail that towards the end of the video, so definitely check out towards the end of the video and detail what I'm thinking about upgrading to, because like I said, it's had this for 3 years now. Body's been out for 5 years, and it's relatively showing its age, but nonetheless, I thoroughly enjoy it for both photo and video. Obviously the photo, you can get by with any photo camera from the last 5 years now, whether you get the classic R6 Mark 1, the R6 Mark 2, obviously you got the C50 that came out a few weeks ago, the R5 Mark 2 from last year. But any camera that came out in the past 7 to 8 years is going to do just fine for photo. For video, which is one of the main reasons why I want to upgrade, but we'll detail that later on, like I mentioned before. 4K 60 with a slight crop, has a 1080 120, does everything for me. Has C-Log 3, which I don't mind. People complain about not having C-Log 2. As long as it has C-Log, I don't care. Whether it's C-Log 3, C-Log 2, I color grade both. Doesn't matter to me. But I thoroughly enjoy this camera. It just does everything I need specifically for photo. I don't need anything to upgrade from the photo. It's just the video side I need to upgrade from. But I thoroughly enjoy this. In terms of backups, there's 2 cameras that I use. It's the Canon R6, not Canon R6, the Canon RP, which I had for about 5 years now. Obviously I'm recording right here, so I can't really show you, but obviously this is one of the first mirrorless cameras with the RF mount that Canon came out back in 2019, I believe. Canon RP, it's very old, definitely a significant downgrade from the R6, and one of the reasons why I want to upgrade, but once again we get down to that later. But as a backup camera, it's a decent solid backup camera. But outside of that, it's the second camera I ever bought. It's the Canon SL2. This camera came out in 2017. This was the first camera that I got that had dual pixel autofocus, especially for video. I was so excited. You can definitely check out that video. That video that came out in 2019 when I first got this camera. But nonetheless, I thoroughly enjoyed this camera for what it did during the time when I first got it. Like I said, the dual pixel autofocus when I first started making YouTube videos had me very, very excited, very hyped, and I thoroughly enjoyed the experiences I have with this lens, with this camera, excuse me, but I will be getting rid of it soon. And then now let's move on to lenses. Obviously, I put up a collection of lenses. I have even more lenses that you see here, but these are the main ones that I use on a consistent basis. So we're just gonna go around through it. I have 3 Sigma lenses. I have 1 Samyang, and I have 1 Canon RF mount. We're just gonna go run right through it. I guess we could just run through the Sigma lenses. I have these are the old Sigma art lenses from the old EF mount, so I do have the RF adapter, of course, to use them. I actually made a whole video about why I still use Sigma art, the OG Sigma art lenses in 2025. If you go check out that video. But of the collection, obviously there's plethora of the others out there in the market. I have the original 35mm, and then I have my personal, my baby, my favorite lens of all time. This is the Sigma Art 50mm 1.4. I can only imagine Canons, two Canons of the RF mount that we have for L series. We have the 1.2 and then the 1.4, which is more video centric. But the Sigma Art 1.4 does everything for me. If I somehow stumble upon $1,500 to get one of the RF mounts, maybe one day, but as of right now, I still thoroughly enjoy the 50mm Sigma Art. Then the last Sigma Art I have is a 24-70. Obviously, everyone gotta have a 24-70. This is a general lens that everyone must have. They can jump around from different, go wide, go semi-telephoto, general lens for events. When you're quick on your feet, don't have time to change lenses. Everyone needs a 24-70. The next prime I have is the Samyang RF 1.4 that came out back in 2019. Was it 2019? No, 2021. I think this lens came out. Obviously, you can't buy this new anymore because Canon with the shadow ban and any company that make a autofocus RF mount lens, but they have been opening up, especially with Sigma and their RFS lenses lineup. But this is the Samyang RF 1.4 85mm. I also made a video on this, so definitely check that video out on that. But I thoroughly enjoy this lens. I particularly enjoy this lens for portraits. It's very sharp, has that Canon like Canon L series S without the price tag on it, and I just thoroughly enjoy it. The next up we got is a Canon RF mount. This is a 70-200. This is the f4 version, so it's the smaller, not as wide as the aperture as a 2.8 is, but it comes at a cheaper price. I typically use this obviously when I'm shooting events, when I'm shooting sports, both photo and video. I thoroughly enjoy this lens because obviously when you're shooting events, the sports stuff, you can't be all up close on people sometimes, and having to be able to capture things for a further away distance is just one of those things. And obviously it complements the 24-70. If you have a 24-70, it just makes sense to have a 70-200. So those are the main lenses that I use. Obviously there's a plethora of other lenses, but these 5 lenses are the main lenses I use. And obviously which one I use depends on the situation I have. I'm shooting an event, photo, video, if I'm doing sports, if I'm doing portraits, it just all depends on what I'm shooting, on which lens I picked up. But like I said before, the Sigma R 50mm is particularly my favorite. So those are the cameras and the lenses that I use. Obviously there's other accessories that you gotta bring to a shoot, extra batteries, any mounting places you might need, stuff like that. Microphones are doing video stuff. Obviously you gotta have a lens blower to clean off things. But one thing I do want to show you guys is there's 2 straps. There's 2 camera straps that particularly use. One camera strap is the Peak Design sling, I believe is the sling. Obviously this is a single camera strap, so obviously you can sling it over, and then you can clip these on to your camera. So obviously you can see here where I'm just displaying hanging off of my cameras is the Peak Design clips, and obviously you can attach those on to the sling for quick on and off access. So I thoroughly enjoy this. I want to just have one camera just slinging over my shoulder instead of having to be in my hands. I particularly thoroughly enjoy and use this camera strap. But if I need to dual wield, like I'm playing Call of Duty, I use Coiro. I believe it's actually pronounced like Coiro. There's plenty of other ones you can find on Amazon, or you can find like higher price ones that cost like $300-$500. But this is like a dual camera strap, so you can do dual wield with two cameras, and I particularly do this when I do events. When I'm doing mostly photo video events is when I pull out when I got dual wheel. I got pull dual wheel to can play in Call of Duty. Have two cameras, one camera on my right side because obviously I'm right-handed. 90% of people on Earth is right-handed, so I use the Canon R6 in my right hand, and my left hand is either the Canon RP that I'm shooting on right now, or the Canon SR2. It just depends on the circumstances. But yeah, if I'm shooting an event, I get I start dual wheel. I got the 7200 because it's RF mount on the Canon R6, and then usually 2470s on the other camera, and then yeah, they get general purpose lenses on both cameras, so you get have a wider or a telephoto, a quick moment. Dual wheel, they just switch cameras at many moments because you got multiple lenses. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So that's I thoroughly enjoy those two straps. But I think that's everything. Like I mentioned before, obviously things can change on depending on what I'm shooting. But one thing I do want to wrap up this videos with is what I'm planning on upgrading to. So obviously, like I mentioned, in my primary photo and video camera, my general camera is the Canon R6. Like I mentioned, I've had it for 3 years. And the camera is over 5 years old at this point now. What I'm planning on upgrading to, as the C50 was announced a few weeks ago, I am not getting that because I don't need that. I don't need everything on there. But what was two things I've been thinking about getting is the Canon R6 Mark II. Now the Canon R6 Mark III is anticipated being announced in November of 2025. So definitely interested to see what that's going to be like, the price tag and the features it has on there. But what I'm mostly leaning towards is the Canon R5C. Because most particularly, like I mentioned before, the shortcomings that I have with the R6 is the shortcomings on the video side. Mostly due part to the fact that it doesn't have cinema-like features. Because like I mentioned before, I have the Canon C70 in the background here, and the perfect complementary camera to the Canon C70 would have been the Canon R5C. Because of the more video-centric features, it doesn't overheat because it has fans. The power solutions, I can fix the power solutions. I have V-mount batteries. I have a V-mount battery system. I can easily fix the battery issues. It's just more so I need the more video centric. And obviously on the photo side, it has a 45 megapixel sensor, so that's no problem. I have no quarrels about that. It's honestly too much for me. Like I said, Canon R6 for a photo, I thoroughly enjoy that. If I'm shooting events, I'm probably gonna have this as my primary camera, just because the 20 megapixels is not gonna be absolutely insane for a hard drive space compared to the R5C and it's 45 megapixels. That's a drastic difference. Don't need that much quality because the photo is just fine for the R6. But on the video side is particularly why I'm leaning towards the Canon R5C. But I'm holding off. I'm holding off until what the Canon R6 Mark III is going to look like, and then I'll make my decision afterwards. But I'm probably not going to make a final purchase decision until 2026 because obviously the R6 Mark III is coming out in 2023. But nonetheless, that's for the future. Also want to quickly mention that I will be selling both the RP and the SL2, so I won't be keeping both of those cameras. I will be selling both of those, and I will have whatever camera I upgrade to as the primary, and then the Canon R6 Mark I will be my secondary and backup camera. In terms of lenses, I don't really need to upgrade lenses. Like, I thoroughly enjoy the lenses that I've had now. I haven't upgraded a lens in over 2 years, and the last lens that I got was the 7200 f4. That's the last lens I upgraded. Ever since that, I don't need anything on the lenses side. The lenses has stick me for many years. It's just the body that I'm planning on upgrading. But outside of that, I'm perfectly fine. I don't need the biggest bells and whistles. I don't need the newest, the shiniest things. As long as it gets me the job done, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Comment down below what's in your camera bag. Are you team Canon out here? Are you still trying to survive with the Canon? Are you on the Nikon squad where they just upgraded in the last few years? Are you team Sony and y'all just dominate the mirrorless photo video hybrid setup? Comment down below what's in your camera bag, and yeah, I'm looking forward to upgrading this R6 in the coming weeks or months or so. But this is what's in my camera bag for 2025. So if you enjoyed this video, I got more content like this always coming soon, so please subscribe. It's crazy. I've been doing this photo video thing for the last 7-9 years now. It still amazes me how much things I've collected over the years. And obviously this room is a bigger expansion of the whole thing, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Nonetheless, I still thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.